It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds.
Attempted break-ins would be about 5 or 6 now. Actual break-ins, they've come in now twice into the home.
An Aurora mother says the same 3 men have tried to break into her house multiple times.
2 cameras. I have a 75-pound Rottweiler. I had to arm myself with a gun as a single mother.
And calls into police for help have fallen on deaf ears.
At what point do you stop asking for help?
Tonight, Denver7 takes her concerns straight to police.
Seconds of being out of his car and investigating this theft, he was met with a hail of gunfire and was struck multiple times.
A Lincoln County deputy is shot responding to a report of a truck break-in. Tonight, we have an update on his road to recovery. COORS Field will no longer require masks at games starting tomorrow. What you need to know before heading to your next game. A ceasefire is negotiated to end the violence between Israel and Hamas.
In my conversation with President Netanyahu, I commended him for the decision to bring the current hostilities to a close within less than 11 days.
And in a little over 24 hours, parts of I-70 will close to prepare for the big mile-high shift and the new Central 70 tunnel.
We will have slightly narrowed lanes. The lanes will be 11 feet wide. We'll have 3 of them.
Good Thursday evening, and thank you for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. A single mother of 2 feels terrorized. Burglars have targeted her home time after time. They even attempted to break in through her front window. Despite video evidence, police say they're at a dead end. And this mother says she feels like she's at a dead end as well. Denver7's Eddie Guajardo shares her story and her plea to catch these thieves before someone gets hurt.
Cameras captured thieves targeting their victim.
Attempted break-ins would be about 5 or 6 now.
In the Utah Park neighborhood in Aurora.
Actual break-ins, they've come in now twice into the home.
They all happened in less than 1 year.
One of the times that they came in through here.
NATASHA DOWD lives here. She's a single mother of 2.
I have a 3- and 5-year-old.
Now living in fear.
I'm not sleeping. My anxiety is at like a level 10.
The latest attempted break-in happened on Wednesday around 1:30 a.m. You can see 3 people in the backyard in dark clothing.
And comes and cuts my camera down. This is the camera they cut down.
NATASHA estimates between all the break-ins, thieves have stolen more than $3,000 worth of belongings.
They're getting more bold in doing it and terrorizing me. The last time they were here, he was literally 10 feet away from my daughter's room.
Aurora police have responded to NATASHA's home several times.
So Officer Clark has been here 3 times now, and Officer Shayer came this last time.
They've collected fingerprints and video evidence. We reached out to the Aurora Police Department for the latest on the investigations. It turns out they're all inactive.
I feel like nobody gives.
Investigators cite a lack of leads.
At what point, as a single mom, am I like, what do I do? They keep coming into my house.
She believes it's the same thieves that keep coming back, targeting her cannabis.
That's it. That's my one little plant.
Marijuana she says she uses for her medical condition.
I am a medical cannabis holder. I have arthritis in my hips and have a med card for it.
NATASHA says the thieves have stolen her marijuana and edibles. Since the break-ins, NATASHA's covered up her windows, made sure everything is locked, put up cameras, blocked off part of her backyard, and armed herself with a dog and a gun.
I don't want to hurt anyone, but I can't keep having people break into my house.
She's pleading with police to take action before it's too late.
Please care. Please care. I pay my taxes. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
A desperate cry for help. Now making it into her neighbors' mailboxes. She's passing out flyers and offering a $200 reward for information leading to an arrest.
I want them caught because I don't think it's going to stop.
Eddie Guajardo, Denver7.
Just terrifying. Now, we did some investigating to find out what people can do if police are not following up on reports. And unfortunately, there was no real clear answer. We reached out to a criminal law professor at CU, and she says going through a legal process could be too much of a pain. Your city council member may be able to help, but what the officers did is standard protocol. Here's another look at the surveillance video. There isn't much to go off as far as a clear face picture, but maybe you recognize something else in the video that could lead police to finding these suspects. If you have information, please call police. Tonight, a Lincoln County deputy remains in the hospital in serious condition but will survive. He was shot multiple times today after interrupting a theft of a semi-truck. Deputy Michael Hutton was responding to a break-in at I-70 and Highway 287. The department's captain says as Hutton reached the back of the truck, he was shot. The captain says those first few hours this morning in thick fog were very stressful.
But I struggled to find the word that we lived for those few hours trying to figure out if Mike was okay. Scared, and if anybody tells you any different, they're wrong.
The suspect was later found dead. No information has been released about who that person is. That information will come after the Lincoln County coroner makes a positive ID. As of tomorrow, masks are optional at COORS Field. The Rockies continue to encourage them for people who are not fully vaccinated. As a reminder, fully vaccinated means it's been 2 weeks since your second dose of Pfizer or Moderna, or 2 weeks after receiving the single-dose serum made by Johnson & Johnson. Tonight, Denver7 held a town hall with Governor Polis and leaders from the health department for a conversation on vaccines and children. During it, Governor Polis updated us on how many 12 to 15-year-olds are vaccinated and why it's so important to continue vaccinating this group.
We got 11% of the 12 to 15-year-olds got vaccinated in the very first week. And I think we'll get to that, 50, 60% very soon. And I would just encourage parents of 12, 13, 14-year-olds to don't put it off, get it done, make sure your kids are protected over summer. The biggest group of increase of hospitalizations we're seeing are young people, teenagers and 20-somethings. And we know what's worked for people in their 70s and 80s and 60s. The vaccine brought the hospitalizations down to a very low number. It'll do the same for kids.
The important part of this town hall is we took your questions right to state leaders. They discussed why this is being given to kids despite the survival rate and if this will impact puberty. We will go much more in depth on tonight's town hall tonight at 10 over on Channel 7. In the meantime, you can watch it in its entirety on Denver7 Plus. More than 270 schools are reporting outbreaks of coronavirus. 13 were confirmed in just the last week. Those are Wilder Elementary and Falcon Bluffs Middle in Littleton, Two Roads Charter and Faith Christian in Arvada, South Park High in Fairplay, Murphy Creek and Jewell Elementary in Aurora, Louisville Middle, Heritage Christian in Fort Collins, Great Work Montessori in Lakewood, Grand Junction High School, Bradley International in Denver, and a DPS bus terminal on Dallas Street. Today, Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire after 11 days of a raging battle that cost hundreds of lives. In a statement, Hamas confirmed a, quote, mutual and simultaneous ceasefire agreement was reached in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli Prime Minister's office released its own statement praising Israel's significant achievements in the operation. Both sides say the ceasefire is contingent on quiet overnight. At least 260 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank and Gaza. Over 3,000 have been wounded. 12 Israelis were killed and about 350 wounded. Tonight, over 70,000 Palestinians are left homeless. Today, a coalition of education advocate organizations held a press conference to share concerns over the finalists for the Denver Public Schools superintendent position. Two of them are from out of state. They are Dr. Alex Marrero, interim superintendent of a New York school district, Dr. Stephanie Sullivan, an assistant superintendent in Florida, and Andre Wright, chief academic officer of Aurora Public Schools. This group shared concerns that the finalists are not right for the district's current situation. They say the new superintendent needs to have a deep knowledge of the ethnically, linguistically, and culturally diverse communities in Denver. A new exhibit is opening this weekend at the Denver Art Museum featuring work from indigenous artists. It's called Each Other and is compiled of sculptures, wall hangings, video clips, and oil drums. And it focuses on the collaboration of artists.
In relationship to a pandemic world and isolation that we've experienced within the last year, I think it's important to remember how connected we are, and that you may not even meet your collaborator, but we are working together on almost everything that we do.
You can check out the Each Other exhibit starting this Sunday at the Denver Art Museum. It'll be on display through the end of August.
The majority of the lowered section is this open-aired. You know, we've got walls on both sides, but there is open air to the top.
That big Central 70 closure we've been talking about all week is just a day away now.
We will have slightly narrowed lanes. The lanes will be 11 feet wide.
Our in-depth coverage continues as we help you navigate the new closures and tunnel.
A beautiful warm day today. Will it last right through the weekend?
And coming up later, a brain tumor threatened to keep her down. But now, some state-of-the-art equipment is helping a Colorado woman walk again.
It's just so strange to go from being fully able-bodied and independent to all of a sudden not having that anymore.